continued their winning ways last night against the Raptors. SGA still sidelined. Carson Wallace matched his career high with 27 points to lead OKC to the 116-107 victory, pushing them to an NBA best 21-7 on the road. Now, despite their record yesterday on First Take, Stephen A. says OKC very different without Shea.
I get to look at a team and say, all your horses in order, who's who. But you're saying, no, right now Shea's out, so I can't think about Oklahoma City without Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. Yeah, without Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, I don't have Oklahoma City as a top 8 team.
Not a top 8 team. Janae, go back to you. What do you think?
Hold on. Just so you know.
Changing?
To America out there, they were talking about and tweeting and doing all of this other stuff. I just want to let America know before Shanae and Wendy chimes in here along with Doggy. I didn't stutter. I said what I said, and I meant what the hell I meant. Without SGA, they are not a top 8 team in the NBA. I said it, and I meant it. Floor is yours.
Okay, we doubled down. So, Janae, go ahead. Do you agree or disagree?
Normally, I'm the one to defend teams in this circumstance, and Stephen A., by the numbers, you are absolutely correct. You are correct, because what you're missing is 30-plus points per game from SGA. Also, your team is 10, 11 points better when he's on the floor, which your margin of victory without him, that's going to mean a couple more losses most likely. On top of the fact that you've been dealing without J-Dub, if you're the Oklahoma City Thunder without Shea and potentially J-Dub, it's going to be hard. And I want people to understand also, this is probably the case for 4 or 5 or 6 teams in the NBA. Let's look at the West. OKC without SGA, it's going to be hard to stay afloat. That's why everyone's talking about the Spurs potentially overtaking them and trying to use that as motivation to get home court in the Western Conference. Spurs without Wemby, are they a top 8 team? They have a good supporting young cast, but Wemby is Mr. Do-It-All. Houston Rockets in the West, are they a top 8 team without Kevin Durant? That's going to be difficult, especially for them offensively. Let's go to the East. Detroit without Cade Cunningham, they will look night and day different. Boston Celtics without Jaylen Brown and his MVP level performance, are they still a top 8 team in the East? Probably not so much. A lot of the top players in the NBA are doing so much for their squad. I know that the Oklahoma City Thunder, they're almost a new version, the defensive version of what the Golden State Warriors were, strength in numbers. But right now, without SGA and a questionable J-Dub, it's going to be really hard to maintain your place in the standings. That's no knock on just one team. It's just by design, the way that a number of the top teams in the association are looking.
Wendy?
Yeah, so, look, if they don't have Shea, they're not repeating as champs. So, I mean, I think after that, I don't think they care whether they're 2 or 7 because that's what's most important to them. Having said that, they are in this very unique situation right now that has got the league stressed out, which is they're not paying their top players that much money. It's kind of crazy. And so, as a result, they've got this incredibly deep team. They've got all these guys at spots 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 who would be much higher on other teams. And so, therefore, they're incredibly deep. So they can beat the Cavs. The Cavs have won 13 of 15 games. They lost to the Thunder on Sunday. Yesterday, the Raptors at home, the Thunder are missing 3 vitally important players. They're like 4th guard. They're, Casey Wallace is one of their best defenders, but he's like their 4th option to be their creator. He just promotes himself and goes to 27 points. Like, that's an incredible luxury because he's still on a rookie contract. His value is vastly more than his contract is. They have this incredible window this year and next year especially where they're not going to be a luxury taxpayer and that they have this team that's the deepest team in the NBA. So, like, the argument about top 8, it's, you go here and there, you can create your case. Basically, you're saying, could they make it to the second round if they didn't have Shea? Are they playing a play-in team because they get to be the number 1 seed? Or are they the 5th seed trying to beat a 4 seed without home court? Like, it depends. But if they're the number 1 seed and they've got everybody else besides Shea, they could win a round in the playoffs, and that makes them top 8 in my book, I think, definitely.
Yeah, I don't think they can win a round in the playoffs because they'd have to win a round against a very good team. And I don't think without SGA they can do that. But I'm sort of in between. I think they can win 43, 44, 45 games. And if you win 43, 44 in that area, 5, 6 games over 500 without him, you'll be fighting for that 8th seed, whether you're in a play-in scenario or whether you're in a situation where you get the 8th seed without having a, or, you're not going to be in the top 6 because you're not going to be ahead of Minnesota, the Lakers, and Houston. So you're going to be in that 7 to 10 range because you're going to win about 43, 44 games. And remember, one thing about guys when they get hurt, you can't read too much into teams' records when they lose a star because the team is motivated to show that they're more than just a star. So the Thunder right now, what are they, 5-1 or 6-1 since he's been out? Brian, you would know better than me.
5-1 last 6, all without SGA.
All right, so they're 5-1. They also beat the Thunder. They beat the Cavs. They killed them, up 28-5. They killed Cleveland, and then he went to Oklahoma City, a good team, and beat them last night. So they're motivated right now. Oh, you think we're all about SGA? We'll show you. And so they're motivated. But over a long season of 82 games, that motivation doesn't run. You can't do it for 82 games. So that's why I don't read too much into the record now without him, and that is why I don't think they'd win a second-round playoff series or a first-round series. But I do think Steve's wrong. He's making it sound like they win 30 games. No, they wouldn't. They would win.
But there's a distinction
42,
here.
43
It's
games.
top 8 team in the NBA, not necessarily top 8 when it comes to seeding.
Well, top 8 in the NBA,
conference.
they would not be top 8 in the NBA. They would not be top 8.
And that's what I'm saying.
So I'm
because
right.
if you
Hold
look
on,
at the number-
Shanae.
Yeah.
So, Doggy, that means I'm right. Pick your head up, look into the camera, and
Steve.
say, you're right. That's what I said.
Well,
So you just
see how
admitted
they try
that I
to
was
pivot
right.
this, Stephen A?
Say it.
Steve, top
You see
8,
how they
everybody
pivot
knows they
this?
wouldn't be a top 8 team without Shea. How do
They don't know that evidently.
don't
Wendy,
think that.
Wendy,
They got
Wendy
two
didn't
other
feel that way.
All-Stars.
Yeah.
Oh, Wendy,
They got two other
think
Let me
When
go.
their all-stars are available.
Ladies and gentlemen, could y'all refresh my memory, Shanae, Wendy? Jalen Williams, didn't he miss games to start the season?
He's missed 32
Yes, of
games so
course.
far.
Yeah. How many games did he miss at the start of the season?
A lot.
Like 15 or 20.
Okay. What did the Oklahoma City start off as?
24-1.
24-1. The reigning defending NBA champion, with the reigning defending league MVP, with the reigning defending NBA Finals MVP, who spent the previous 3 years averaging 30, came on the court this year without Jalen Williams and just did the same thing all over again. Did the same thing all over again. They start out 24-1, okay? They're the best team in the NBA, right? They've been living as the number 1 seed in the Western Conference, if not the NBA, all season long. They are 38-11 with him on the floor. They're 7-3 without him. They are 10 points per 100% or 100 possessions better with him on the court versus with him off the court. He ranks second in the NBA in net rating at 15.5 points per 100 possessions and 42.4% defensive field goal percentage, ranked 6th in the entire NBA. His name is Shai Gilgeous-Alexander,
Let me ask you this way,
a.k.a. Shea Butter. And this brother right here, you understand, without him, they ain't the same. Now, that doesn't mean they're not a decent team. They're not. What I'm saying is this. When we say, look at me incredulously, top 8 in the NBA of 30. Yeah, they could be like top 12 or something. They ain't top 8 without them. I stand by what I said.
And Stephen A., I believe men lie, women lie occasionally, but numbers don't. With Shea on the floor.
Did you just add occasionally? Did you just say men lie, but then when you said to the women, you said occasionally? Is that what you just did? Is that what you just did today?
I wanted to make sure you
trying
were
to slide that in there? Well, oh, my God. Go ahead.
It's a little remix. It's a little remix. Okay. Their offense when he's on the floor is 4th best in the NBA. We know last year they had the best defense. When he is off the floor, they are 27th in offense. That to me speaks volumes. And also, I think a big part of this conversation, if J-Dub is healthy consistently, maybe they can creep their way up into the top 8 or top 6. And that would be really impressive based off of what Wendy's saying. They are the deepest team in basketball. But right now, with their lack of availability of a number of players and without SGA, it's hard to make the case alongside so many other NBA teams that have top players that also are very impactful as well.
For the purposes of First Take, we call him Shea Butter on this show. It's Shea Butter. And let me tell you something right now. It ain't like he's some prolific scorer, doggy. The brother is the point guard. So the point is the ball is in his hands. Everything goes through him. So when he ain't there, there is a precipitous drop-off. Okay? Top 8 in the entire NBA? No, not without Shea Butter.
That's an easy. But Steve, nobody. How about the conference? Where would they be in the conference? Forget the NBA. Western Conference without SGA. What would they be?
Top 5 or 6 seed. Top 5 or 6 seed. Top 5 or 6 seed.
You think they'd be that high? With Minnesota and the Lakers there, they would be that high.
I said 5 or 6. I didn't say top 4.
And Shay, you back me up. We only lie occasionally, right?
Girl, the minute you said it, I said you were right. That's right. Women only lie occasionally. 7 and 3
I will
without
remind you, I was
SGA.
raised by 5 of y'all. Just keep going. Y'all can try that, y'all want to.
Therefore,
Try that,
he knows
y'all
we're
want to.
right. Okay, we'll leave this here. I can't believe you guys think